I want to start with some very basics because there's some things that I need you to be aware of and be cognizant of, because I'd like you to have the uniform. Chuck is dressed like we want to see the umpires on the fields here in Valley Center. We'll provide the shirt. We'll loan you the shirt. You return it at the end of the year. We'll also get you a clicker, a ball bag, and a brush for those of you that are new umpires. And just as a heads up, we're going to be going around the room because I want to begin to get familiar with you, even though I won't remember all your names, but I want you to feel comfortable. We're here today to make an investment in you with the idea of making you more comfortable. And one of the things that is going to be required to accomplish that is literally, come on in and sit down, guys. If we need to grab more chairs, we will. We want you to be more comfortable. Some of the drills that we're going to do today are going to be on a miniaturized diamond. The mechanics, though, are going to apply, and there is no substitute for actual work on a diamond. So what we're going to do over the course of the next 3 Saturdays are meet here next Saturday. I'm going to give you some homework to do to read the age-specific rules that are in the blue book. Matt, hold the blue book up so everybody can see it. Make sure you get one of those. Those are in the box back here. But I want you to read that. I did not bring my rule book, but if I had, you would see that even the old guys rereads those because I've got it highlighted. Jason's seen that before. And I go through and highlight the material stuff because I want it fresh in my head. Those rules will also be posted in the umpire shack where you can refresh yourself. And if I'm umpiring a game, one of the things that I'd like you to build into your routine is literally getting in the habit of getting there early, because we don't staff with extra umpires that are just standing around. If you are scheduled for a game, you're the only person that we're relying on to fill that umpire position for that particular night. So you need to be there, and we'd like to have you there 15 or 20 minutes early.
4:30.
He has trouble napping.
4:30.
And he's difficult to get along with. 15 or 20 minutes is good for me if you see me as a supervisor. If you want to please Chuck, bring donuts and show up 30 minutes early.
Bring lots of donuts and Diet Coke.
What I want you to start thinking about doing, and we don't have to have this done next week, those are a charcoal gray, and to be honest with you, I'm not going to be picky with regard to heather gray, which is a lighter gray that is used technically in softball. Those are charcoal. But I want you to find a pair of slacks, and don't buy skinnies, because you're going to have to put on shin guards, and those are going to take up some space.
Shin guards go underneath. That's why we're saying don't buy skinny jeans. They go underneath, so you want to be able to get something on the inside. See how baggy these are? I get lots of stuff under there.
Those pants, and don't do this, those pants are about $60. They're expensive. And if you want, I'll give you the website, but I would not spend that money as a young person. What I would do is suggest that you go to Goodwill or some other thrift store and just find a pair of pants that fit you in the waist, but get them as baggy and as full as you can, because the shin guards will not fit under skinnies at all. But I want you to have those for the scrimmage, which is 2 weeks down the road. Classroom setting today, classroom setting same place, same time, same bat channel next Saturday, and then we'll move to the diamonds and actually have live scrimmages where we're going to make you work both base and plate in the course of those games. And that is really valuable experience. For many of you that are new umpires, that is a scary first experience. Deal with it now, seek counseling. You're going to have to tolerate it, okay? because we're going to make everybody do that. For those of you that have umpired before, you might be able to think back and remember what it was like the first time, because the game really speeds up, and even if you played baseball or softball, you're in a different mindset because you have got a different role as an umpire than what you had as a player. Does that make sense? The rule book comment, I want you to read the age-specific rules for next week, because we'll spend part of the second hour of next week's training covering those rules. For those of you that are new umpires, I would focus on first and second grade, third and fourth grade. Read the others if you want to. But you're going to start with the younger age groups, and I want you to be most familiar with those rules. Does that make sense?
We're going to have you start with the younger age groups, but our goal is to progress you up as much as you want to. If you want to learn and get to the next level and to the next level, that's going to be up to you guys, how much you want to learn, how much you want to put in to listen to what Mark and I and the other supervisors tell you when we're out on the fields on, hey, watch this. Hey, you should have handled something this way or do this kind of thing. That's how you're going to progress in listening to what we talk about with you guys to learn all the mechanics and the little ins and outs to get from this level to this level to this level. Because not only is it better ball, I hate to say it, but it's also more pay. First and second grade pays less than seventh and eighth grade. So if you want to get to the next level up for more money, learn, read these rules, get good mechanics kind of stuff. Use your voice. It's quiet in here. When we get out on the field, especially in the second half of the year when we have double headers going, you're going to have 6 fields going, 12 teams out there at a time, plus other teams waiting to play, parents, grandparents, everybody out there added with the Kansas wind that goes on. You have to be loud so just the people on your field can hear you, let alone anybody else. So you've got to project for people to hear you.
And you'll see this and hear this. This is not too loud. Strike! The signal and the voice are really important. And those things that Chuck just said, it is sometimes hard to hear your partner make calls when the wind is blowing against you, when you're quiet. But we're going to walk through the signals, and I'm going to make you study them, to be honest with you. But I wanted to give you a quick strike outburst, because strikes and outs, or safe, fair, foul, those need to be really clear. And there's almost always both a hand signal and a voice. There's a couple exceptions. We'll cover that, because we want to get that routine ingrained in your mind early. And we want you as comfortable as we can. We're going to make the investment in you based on the classroom time and the time on the diamonds. Okay? You've already heard it from Chuck. In the event you are proud and loud, you're going to be demonstrating a confidence that will gain you credibility with the coaches, with the fans, with the players. If you are a mamsy-pamsy and you can't talk any louder than this, and I'm turning my volume down because I'm trying to make it hard to hear, you're going to lose confidence with the folks that you've got on the field for that night. So, turn the volume up and always think loud and slow. If an umpire stops a play, what happens on the diamond before the umpire is ready to restart play? Say nothing. You're in control. You're administering the game. There will be instances, Chuck and I have done this before when we've been partnered together. There are times where we will call time, confer together, trying to make sure we get the call right, and then share the decision that we're making so that everybody understands what we're doing and where we're going. Does that make sense? I hope you got all the handouts. Homework, and I'll touch this at the end of the session too. I want you to read the age-specific. In fact, if you read the whole thing cover to cover, that'd be great. Focus on first and second, third and fourth baseball, softball. There's 2 sections. Softball is got some different rules than what baseball has. And for those of you that have played softball, just as an example, you're going to have to umpire baseball games. There is no balk in softball. We'll teach you some of the basics of that. We won't have that rule enforcement requirement in the younger age groups, but I still want you to know the rules, because it's our hope that all of you come back next year, and all of you are actually better next year than what you are this year as a result of more experience and more training.
Everybody does baseball, everybody does softball. We don't have the luxury of having enough people to only have baseball people do baseball and only softball people do softball. You have to learn both.
And if you can't tell, we do have a little bit of fun. There's going to be some laughter. Sometimes I'll be making fun of Chuck. Sometimes Chuck will be making fun of me. Don't let that bother you. It'll only be a matter of time before we pick on you, okay?
Hey, part of officiating to me is fun anyhow. If you're not having fun out here doing what you're doing, then don't be out here. This is fun. This is a blast.
Yep. So let's start with some basics. What are the responsibilities that an umpire has? What's the role that the umpire plays when you're on the ball diamond officiating a baseball or a softball game? Audience participation time.
Safety.
Safety. In the event there is somebody hurt, we're going to put more priority on making sure that kid is safe. And in the event you got to call time and stop the game, time! Hands up, you leave them up. And you just, was that loud enough?
You scared her.
I told you it was going to be loud. Don't go to sleep again. I saw that, okay?
But you heard him. That's the point. Everybody in the field's got to hear you, because especially if we have somebody who is injured, we don't want play to continue, because that brings on potential for more injury. If we got people running, doing things while somebody is hurt or can't do something, that's just potential for more issues to arise. If they can't hear you and see you calling the time, then that just, it could potentially, escalate any situation there.
Yep. You're on target, though. Safety. Chris is now off the hook from any further reply. What are the other roles and responsibilities that the umpire has? I've got 5 of them, so we've got 4 more to go. Yep. Enforce the rules, make sure there's a fair and equitable game. We'll talk about this because we're going to describe the strike zone. I don't want to see a strike zone that is matchbox wide for one team and the other one where you need an 8-foot 2x4 to be able to reach the pitch outside. They need to be the same. They need to be consistent. Is that going to be perfect, Matt, with every umpire? It is not. I make mistakes and have umpired forever. I try to do my best, though, and I want to be consistent going both ways. Okay? But the enforcement of the rules is one that is on my list. What else?
Well, before we go on, the rules. We have to know the rules better than anybody, because no matter how much they say, coaches don't know all the rules. They don't. All the people up in the stands, guaranteed they don't know the rules. We have to know the rules and have to be able to articulate that to the coaches and to the players so they understand why we make rulings that we make. That is why it's important for you guys to know not only what's in these books here, the blue books, because this Valley Center or Heights specific rules, but you got to know general rules for anything that's not in these books. General baseball, softball rules. And if you're interested outside of what's in these blue books, we follow the high school rules, or NFHS rules.
Does that make sense to everybody?